Terry Jones, and I am going to be showing you a very easy way to do alcohol inks, basically with um, just kind of going with the flow. I have a small piece, 5 by 7, of the Amazon Basics paper. I'm using the non-shiny side, and I'm going to start out with a bunch of alcohol ink blending solution. So I'm putting a whole lot of blending solution on. And the only two tools that I'm going to use are this coffee stir, which I just used to blend things, and one small brush. So the first thing I'm going to do when I do this is I'm going to, oops, I should have taken my tops off. Speed is of the essence here. So I'm going to take my tops off. I have Sunshine Yellow, Flamingo, Fiesta. I have a purple Twilight, and I should have a sailboat blue. What do I have here? Well, I guess I have a Laguna instead of a sailboat blue. There's my sailboat blue. Sailboat blue. And now I can see I'm going to have to put a little more of my blending solution on because I let it dry a little bit. I want this to be very, 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 very wet. So the first thing I'm going to do, this is an old watercolor trick. I'm going to make a circle. I'm going to make a circle around the circle. So that was the Sunshine Yellow, and this is the Flamingo or Fiesta, and this is the Flamingo. And I'm going to go up a little bit and down a little bit, and I'm going to throw some purple in the corners here, and I'm going to throw some blue through here, and I think I'll probably throw a little bit more of the yellow throughout here. I'm going to pick it up, and I'm just going to let this flow. Because I put so much in the way of blending solution and ink on here, I can have a really good flow. And that's really what I'm going for. I want a nice flow back and forth. I'm just letting this kind of become a painting. One of the things that happens, especially with this paper here, the Amazon paper, is it catches on the edges. And I don't want to have really dark edges. So one of the things that I do is I can take a little piece of paper and I can pull off any pulled color. But I really like that. That's quite a beautiful, serene sunset. And I think I'm going to leave it. I'm going to pull this corner off. The other thing that you need to remember is that when you're doing things like this, I'm going to just let this be. Okay, when I'm doing skies like this, I am going for just the soft ethereal look, and the blending solution allows this to blend better than if I just used alcohol. It would not blend as softly as it's blending. And it's going to wick in a little bit from the sides, but this is a 5 by 7. When I put a mat around it, it's going to take 1/4 of an inch off all around, so I'll have plenty of room to put a mat on it. And I live here in the Smoky Mountains, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just dry this for a second. I have a little fan here, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some really some mountains in this. And as I said, this is a very abstract. It's it's going to be dreamy. It's not necessarily designed to be here I go. So now this is dry, and I love that sky. It's beautiful. And mostly it was done by not touching it. So the second thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some mountains in. And I really want to keep the light. So I really am going to try to keep this little area of light down there clear if I can. And so I'm going to put the mountains down in the very bottom here. And how I'm doing that is direct nozzle painting. So what I will do now is, this is Pinata Rich Gold. And so as you can hear, I'm going to shake, shake, shake it. And I'm going to take 3 colors. I've got a juniper, I've got bayou, and I've got a cloudy blue. And what I'm going to do, and these are kind of lights, I guess you would call it. They're very similar in color, but just a little one shade off of each other. And I'm going to go from bluer to greener. So I'll start with bayou, then I'll do cloudy blue, and then I'll do juniper. And what I plan on doing is I'm going to take this pinata, and I'm making some lines with it, kind of like where the tops of the mountains are going to be. And now I'm going to go right in those lines with my colors. 1. Then I'm going to go right under the color I just did. 2. Then I'm going to go right in the middle of all those colors with another one. So what's happening is these are just flowing. And the whole idea here is for me to get them flowing. I don't want to do a whole lot of motion with it other than letting it flow. So here I'm running back and forth. I'm letting it fill itself in. I'm letting the gold just kind of become here. I'd like to do just a little tiny bit more. I don't know if this is going to work right across here, because I want to see a little bit more of that gold break up there. And I want to throw some upward motion there, and that gold got a little too thick right there. But here I'm just letting it, I don't know if you can see how I am guiding it a little bit. I can guide it just a tiny, also a little bit with this, that's just one little motion, and I've given another ridge up. Now if I hold it up, you can see it kind of starts healing itself. And I wanted this to be just gentle. I'm not looking for a lot of separate motion. I want all of this done in beautiful colors. I don't know if you can see. And because I went into the sky where I had that orange in it, I got these beautiful purples and different colors. And I love how this is kind of rhymed with the gold, and it looks quite luscious. So again, I am going to let this dry. So this is just about done. I'm going to put, I think for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up putting just a little bit of a greener color in the very foreground. And then I may put a really dark green like a wilderness and put some fir trees in the very bottom. So here I go again, shaking my piece up with the little nozzle. I'm just nozzle painting there, and I'm going to put a little tiny bit of a deeper green. This is meadow. I'm going to put a little tiny bit of meadow here and see if I can get that to become, and letting the magic of letting the inks just do what they want to do without a lot of blowing, without a lot of motion, other than just allowing the flow. So here I've got all of this flow happening in here, is to me one of the most magical aspects of alcohol inks. And I may take a little bit it's pretty. Trying to think of another color I may want to put in there. I love these just wonderful gentle hill colors that have happened. And I'm looking for a darker, so I'm actually looking for something like a wilderness. I thought I brought it with me, but I didn't. Maybe I'll use a stream. That can be a nice deep evergreen color. So the next thing I want to do, I'm going to come down one more with, I think, one more layer of this meadow. I'm going to come down here just a little bit and see how that's breaking up. You see how it breaks up and becomes little fields and dales and hills? And I don't have to do a whole lot of it to make that look as if these are distance mountains, and then there's a closer hill, and then there's another hill right in front of that. And then this final thing that I'm planning on doing is I'm going to let this dry a little bit, and I don't know whether I'm going to do trees. I think I'm just going to do a really deep color of like a tree line here. Again, I'm going to put just a little tiny bit of the mixative. You'll notice that I go into the mixative. I don't go above or below. I go literally right into the mixative. And so now what I want to do with this is I want this to look like a tree line right in the very front. I want it to be really deep colored. I may have gotten a little kind of carried away there, but that's okay. I don't super worry about if it didn't flow exactly the way that I planned for it to flow, because it just is. And it looks wonderfully like deep shadows, and I think I will put one more level of color right through here and see whether that levels what it's going to do. Give myself, again, some more interest, trying to get the gold to go up. Now, we're going to be losing some of this anyway to the final edges, but I really like that. I don't know if you can see it. I have to hold it. It's hard to see with that much gold. It's got a lot of gold in it, but it's got some really beautiful, beautiful colors in it. So now I'm going to let that be. And the only thing that I would have left to do with it is I would end up putting one little drop. Now, I could put a drop of gold or a drop of white or a drop of, or just clear alcohol. But what I want to do is I want to just have the idea of that there is a light area. And I'm thinking that I want it to be right there. It seems like that's the darkest dark. And I tend to like just doing just a tiny dot of alcohol. And I have to be really quick because here's my tiny dot of alcohol, but I want to pick it up right away. So yes, I like that. And I'm going to pick it up a second time. And so that is the lightest light. We have all of this beautiful color, all of this beautiful foliage, and all of these levels and layers that I let the alcohol ink actually build all of the hills and the layers by just gently doing one stroke. And I just take the nozzle, the tip of the nozzle goes to the paper, touches the paper, and it's a quick stroke. I do it with both the when I do the pinata and when I put the alcohol ink directly in the pinata. So it's a wonderful technique. It's very relaxing, and it makes beautiful abstract paintings. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. It's a fun little project. Sunsets are great, and I hope you enjoyed this little presentation. Thank you. Bye.